Hello and welcome back to Earth Rose Tarot. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Today is going to be another all signs reading. So this is going to be an individual reading for every single zodiac sign. We're going to do the fly through from Aries all the way through to Pisces. This is a general reading for everyone. It's not a personal one, so please do take what does resonate for you. Anything I say that doesn't resonate for you, please leave it for somebody else. It's also a timeless message. It's for whenever you come across it. Anything I'm saying in this reading, the roles can be reversed. If it resonates for you with the roles the other way around from what I'm describing, please go ahead and reverse, and that's absolutely fine. So we're going to be looking at what is coming towards you next in love for all of the signs. I'm going to pin timestamps in the top of the comments section so you can jump around as you like. Yeah, use the reading however you like. Obviously, you can watch the whole thing if you want to, but no expectation or pressure to do that. If you just want to watch your sun sign, then you can do that. I would, if I was approaching this video, I'd probably watch my sun, moon, rising and Venus placements, and potentially the sun sign if there was someone that I have on my mind. I want to see, like, cross-watch them as well. But as I said, use it however is most useful for you. If you have been here before, then huge welcome back. Thank you for all the amazing support. It really means the world. Thank you for all the lovely comments and the likes and subscribes, and it just means so much to me, so thank you. If you're new to the channel, then huge welcome. Thank you so much for being here and trying me out. I hope you find something useful in the video today. So, if you've been here before, I am just taking a break from being on camera myself. I'll be back, not to worry. It was mainly just because there's no light in the flat today, and I was setting up and it's like I'm in pitch darkness, so that's the main reason for today, and I just really wanted to do a reading today for you guys. And if you're new to the channel, then how I do my all signs readings, I get a card for each sign from the first deck as a base card for everyone first, and then I'm going to go through and clarify and give a little mini reading for every sign using other decks. I've got lots of gorgeous tarot decks here and oracle cards as well, so we will dig into it. So yeah, let's go. And I look at the base card for this first deck as well, for like an overall energy for everybody, which will also be time-stamped if you want to have a listen to that, as we are all connected. So it's just talking about the general vibe that's applying to everyone today. All right, so can I get the top 12 cards for all of my wonderful zodiac signs, please? Starting with Aries through to Pisces. All right, let's go. So Aries, today you have the 9 of Swords. Taurus, you have the 6 of Swords. Gemini, 9 of Pentacles. This is what's coming towards you next in love. Cancer, you have the 8 of Swords. Wow, oof, that bookend, 9 and 8 of Swords. What's going on, top row? Okay, Leo, you have the Page of Wands. All minor arcana so far. Virgo, you have the Wheel of Fortune. I knew the next one's going to be major as soon as I say that. Wheel of Fortune for Virgo. For Libra, you have the Knight of Cups. Scorpio, you have the Magician, another major. Sagittarius, you have the Page of... I hope this is on camera okay, sorry, I haven't done this angle for a while. Page of Swords, I hope it's not too dark. Page of Swords for Sag. You can see it on the table. Anyway, Capricorn, you have the 2 of Cups. Okay, my fellow Cappies. Aquarius, you have the 8 of Pentacles. Interesting. Bookending with the 9 of Pentacles for Gemini there. And finally, but never least, Pisces, you have the 5 of Swords. What's going on? There's a lot of... there's some difficult energy here, I would say, with the 9, 8, 5 of Swords. But if you haven't been here before, then just to bear in mind, sometimes the base card, not the favourite one we'd like to see, turns out to be a pretty good reading, as in positive, and the vice versa can apply as well. So we'll see, but yes, interesting. All right, what's the base card energy for everyone today is the Star card. That's Aquarius's major arcana, underneath the Hermit, which is Virgo's major arcana, and then the Hierophant underneath that, which is Taurus. Good grief. Something here about spiritual awakening. a leveling up, a maturity, wisdom. There's a development. Someone is developing into something stronger, something a higher frequency. This is taking lessons from someone's journey and applying it to their lives so that they can move forward in a more aligned, connected path in one way or another. I'm just getting like redirection slightly, but being redirected back to the path that someone was supposed to be on. Is almost like being welcomed back to a flock, or even this almost feels like someone who could at some point have lost their way or felt like giving up. It could have been with that hermit. I'm getting someone who's gone through some hard times, and this like an evolution that I'm getting here. It's definitely that. I mean, this was almost like an evolution that someone was resisting for some time. Wow. Oh my god. Look at the other end of the deck. We have the Empress, the Ace of Swords, Seven of Pentacles, and then the Emperor. That is intense. There's definitely been, for a lot of you, there's been a very difficult time of struggle and strife and pain, sadness. But it's almost like through that there's also been some sort of, I said about awakenings, the Ace of Swords, the realizations, change of someone's awareness in some way or another. Okay, wow, it's some serious overall energy. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm just going to pop that off to the side. So, Aries. Hello, my lovely Aries. So today is your base card for what's coming towards you next in love. You have the Nine of Swords. First thing that pops to mind, what's coming towards you next in love, Aries, this could be someone, whether it's you or somebody else, really over-analysing and worrying and stressing about either something that you said to somebody or something that they said to you, and maybe the way that it has been interpreted. So this could be like you said something innocuous to be jokey, and you're now worrying that that person has taken it the wrong way, and even they could be taking it as you were flirting with them and you weren't trying to, or you did send. This is almost giving me like when you send a bit of a risque message, as in you take a platonic conversation, you make it a little bit flirty, and then you sit and wait for oh god, what are they going to reply? That's the first thing that pops into my mind, but let's get some more. So for my Aries, what is coming towards them next in love, please? Why the Nine of Swords? Wow. Oof. Death and the Two of Pentacles. So this could be stress about the Lovers at the bottom of the deck. Needing to make a choice, potentially. The Lovers and the Two of Pentacles. Maybe needing to choose whether to try and take a connection into a more romantic place, to change the dynamic of a connection. This could be someone worrying about that. This could also be someone, stressing that things are changing and how will, they keep everything balanced and above, like, keep their head above water with whatever changes that are going on. Could be that as well. Tell me more. What's coming towards Aries next in love, please? Five of Cups in reverse. With the King of Wands at the bottom of the deck, which can be you, Aries. See, there's like, I'm just trying to work out why someone is so stressed, because it's almost like someone's getting what they wanted, but they maybe have been getting in their own way before about having this, because they thought they needed to wait until a better time, until, yeah, things were more favourable. So, tell me, why the Nine of Swords for Aries? Why the Nine of Swords? It's almost like someone is getting what they wanted here. Could be you, Aries, that King of Wands. But it's coming at the same time as a lot of other stuff is happening. And it's a question of, I'm really pleased, but at the same time, is this too much for me to handle? Maybe someone just feels a bit overwhelmed. Why the Nine of Swords? Why is someone in the Nine of Swords going to be? Yeah, look at that, Page of Wands. And I don't know if you can see it from there from the camera, but the Page of Wands is underneath your position, Aries, for Leo. So I was already bearing that in mind. But yeah, you got the... So again, I said from the start, someone is stressed about either sending a message or receiving a message. What's this? And the Page of Wands is a very like flirtatious, kind of exciting. Can be exciting. Communication. What's this? Or like a spark. Might even be feeling a spark with somebody. But is there a stress because that would mean letting go of something else? Because of feeling a spark. Tell me, why is this... Why is the Page of Wands causing the stress? What's up? Why are we stressed? Listen, Page of Swords in reverse just came out. Page of Wands, Page of Swords in reverse, but underneath you, Aries, is Leo and Sag, who have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. Okay, it's the same cards. That's crazy. That is crazy. Okay, so the stress here is... I said someone could have misinterpreted a flirtatious message, and now someone doesn't know what to do. Whether, you know, it's kind of... This could be like... It's thrown somebody into a quandary of, well, I didn't really mean it as a flirtatious way, but now you've taken it as a flirtatious way. I could pursue that. Like, I could see where that goes. But the same other side of it was, oh, I didn't really mean it to come out that way. Why the Page of Swords in reverse? Eight of Cups and Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And the Eight of Cups, okay, Eight of Cups came out on top of the Five of Cups in reverse. See, listen, I said this could be like a friend, and there's a flirtatious message that's getting somebody up in their head. And at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Cups, as I said, and underneath it is the Ace of Cups. You know what this feels like is this was, maybe if this was you, Aries, this is someone that you thought the door was already closed to, and you kind of done any like crying or being upset about that, and had kind of how can I put it, you had understood that was in your past, and you leave it. There's a flirty message basically coming in, Aries, that's going to get you up in your head because you don't know if you're reading it correctly. Like, am I reading it as this is flirty, or am I getting the wrong end of the stick? You know, I thought I kind of accepted the fact that this wasn't happening. Now, you know, is this a friend who is actually putting that back on the table kind of thing? Let's get a different deck and ask. The intentions of this person who's sending this Page of Wands communication. What do they want with Aries, this Page of Wands? What does this Page of Wands want with my Aries? State your intentions. What are the intentions of this Page of Wands? Knight of Pentacles. I mean, Knight of Pentacles would suggest something with a longer vision than just they were just flirting in that moment, for example. But, you know, slowly but surely, they're not in a rush to put a ring on it, for example. They're not in a rush to, oh, we should move in together next week. No, but, okay, so they see there being a long-term value. What does this Page of Wands want with my Aries, please? Okay. 10 of Swords, why? Why the 10 of Swords? Thank you. The Sun. The other card that came out is the Six of Cups, which can... okay, the Six of Cups can talk about reconciliation, yes. Again, like I already said, that this is someone you're like... I'm pretty sure I had accepted the fact that it was very sad, it was very, you know... Sorry, so... Anyway, yes, it was sad. I was upset about it. I accepted that they had departed. So the fact that I asked why, you know, why does the 10 of Swords come out in terms of what this Page of Wands wants, and there's the Six of Cups, it could be to, I kind of get, like with the Sun coming out as well, this could be to make light or lighten up some ending that the two of you had. Why the 10 of Swords? Give me one more on that, please. 9 of Swords. Okay. It landed, I don't know if you guys caught that on camera, but it landed, the 9 of Swords landed on top of my Oracle deck that sat right here. So I was having a look at which card it was pointing, it was telling me to look at, and it's the Overwhelmed card, which says the stress from this is draining me. So, and the World is at the bottom of the deck. So someone, yeah, I'm right, someone wants to, they want to lighten up, basically. The fact that the two of you had an ending of some sort, whether it was someone who you had a situationship with, it doesn't have to be a full-blown ex relationship, like lover. I mean, we did see the lovers, but so for some of you it could be a full-blown ex. Others of you, it's just someone you kind of had something with, and then you had an ending, and you had to, like, you processed it, you got over it, you accepted it. I feel like they're coming back in with a surprisingly light-hearted message. And it's going to throw you, Aries, because you're like, am I reading this right? What's going on behind this? Like, why are you doing this? The fact that the 10 of Swords is still here, though, kind of gives me the sense that they don't necessarily want to redo what you had before, but they do want to kind of try and, maybe they want to be friends? I said lighten up, and like, you know, what had happened. And this kind of feels like they want to... unburden themselves from the stress that they're feeling, literally the 9 of Swords stress that they are feeling by the fact that you guys had some sort of, it seems like it might be over between the two of you. They kind of want to make up to lighten maybe the weight that they've been left with from the ending that you had. I don't, like, why the Knight of Pentacles? Do they have any other intentions other than to just lighten, you know, the guilt? Why the Knight of Pentacles? Five of Swords. This could have been someone... Hanged Man. This could have been... I was just about to say... Aries, this could have been someone who has an overwhelming sense of guilt because they feel like they led you on. Or they've been left with... a lingering attachment to you of thinking like they led you on, basically to believe that they were going to eventually come through with something more solid. With that, when I asked about the Knight of Pentacles, and it came out with the Five of Swords, and I was about to say that, and then the Hanged Man came out to like confirm, really, because basically they feel like they put you on pause and kept you in limbo, maybe waiting for them. So they're basically, this Page of Wands, they're getting back in touch to, because they have been left with the hangover of stress of how things went with you. I don't see that they have any, like, that their intentions now have changed as such. It's more that they want to try and be friends with you, and it's kind of to make them feel better, make themselves feel better. But what they're doing is, like, it's interesting because they're doing this to alleviate themselves being in the Nine of Swords about how things ended with you. But what they're doing in the process is kind of shifting their Nine of Swords onto you. Now you're going to have the Nine of Swords, basically. I would, suggest, obviously now you have that awareness, to not allow that Nine of Swords energy to bed in with you, because that's like, they're alleviating their stress and making you stress. So yeah, that's what I've got for you this time, Aries. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it was useful for someone out there. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me if you haven't already. If you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, or if you just want to say thanks and leave me a comment, that'd be great. Okay, so moving on to my gorgeous Taurus. Hi Taurus, how are you? Thank you for being here. Today, your base card for what's coming towards you next in love is the Six of Swords. I mean, the Six of Swords is very nice. This can talk about moving out of troubled waters, understanding someone else's point of view, whether that's someone else understanding yours or vice versa. The column for the earth signs is stunning for today, I have to be honest. It's definitely a running message of positive shift happening. So for you in particular, it could have been something to do with someone's need for feeling independent and was hampering their ability to be a solid partner for their partner. There was like this, a clash of, let's be a team, but they were just more focused on a team of just being a team of one with themselves. I definitely see that there's like progress, basically. Taurus is the first thing I want to say to you. Progress of moving past like limitations, like limiting beliefs. That maybe someone thought that they couldn't be themselves if they were to get on board with your ideas, for example. So there's kind of a moving past that. Let's get some more. Let's go classic Rider-Waite for you, my lovely Taurus. So tell me more about what is coming towards Taurus next in love. Why the Six of Swords, please? Well, look at that. The Justice card, which is Libra's major arcana, came out and landed on top of the Nine of Swords. So, I mean, the Six of Swords, everything obviously I just said could apply, but on another note, the Six of Swords can also talk about letting go and moving on. It's moving on in a more positive way, definitely. But with Justice crossing the Nine of Swords, this is also like there may have been some element of overthinking or stress that you've experienced, maybe because of another person here, Taurus, which wasn't fair for you to experience, basically. So as like a balancing out, there's now a positive shift to kind of rebalance an injustice of you living with a lot of stress because of someone else's issues, let's just say. Tell me more for Taurus, please. Why the Six of Swords? Why the Six of Swords? Oh, wow. Death card landed on top of the Nine of Pentacles for Gemini. Two major arcana, and both air sign major arcana related as well. This could be also, as I was saying, it's like someone changing their mindset. Maybe someone needing to allow change, allow transformation. But how they were thinking was either holding themselves back, both of you, or also just you. Tell me more for Taurus, please. It's coming towards them next in love. King of Wands. See, the King... Okay, interesting. The King of Wands would definitely, if there was going to be one king who would resist change to compromise and to do the necessary to be in a relationship with someone, a balanced, reciprocal, fair relationship, the King of Wands would be the one king who would struggle to be like, but what about, it's not all just about me, like, what about me, kind of thing. I can't lose my identity as a King of Wands. King of Wands is fire, Aries, Leo, Sag. You don't have to be dealing with one of those signs. The Hermit also came out, which is Virgo's major arcana, and the Three of Swords came out. So, tell me more about this King of Wands, please, for Taurus. Yeah. You basically had someone who was withholding their full effort, Taurus, I feel. It was hurting you in the process of them doing that, because this could have been a situation where your feelings were developing for this person and you felt them resisting. They probably were comfortable with flirting, with being passionate, but they were withholding from you a lot more. They weren't allowing, as I said, they were not allowing change. So what are the Six of Swords? Are we getting past that for Taurus, please? Tell me. Why the Six of Swords? Well, okay. I know they came out reversed, but also I kind of dropped them, so just bear in mind. We have the Strength card that came out, which is Leo's major arcana. We also have the Sun and the Knight of Wands, which is more fire. The Sun is Leo's ruler, so there's a lot of Leo energy here. But, I mean, that is, I said it's a positive shift. Let me get another deck. Actually, I want to get an oracle deck for you. Tell me about this Six of Swords for Taurus, please. Paradise, happiness and joy, playfulness, enjoying each other, honeymoon phase. But like, also I laughed like that because look at the can you see the similarities? Oh god, my lighting, I'm so sorry. But can you see that the way there's almost the same boat, the same colour scheme? Tell me about Paradise for Taurus, please. What's coming towards them next in love? The Chaser. Why the Chaser? Cut down, cutting out separation, stop the pattern, and not enough. Lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego and fear, frustrations. Now, couple of things here, Taurus. This could be you have someone... To be honest, I feel like you stopped chasing somebody else who didn't want to... who were holding back from you, basically. My strongest feeling here is that you dealt with a lot of stress and hurt because of this person withholding from you. I think a big element of why they were doing that was because, to get fully into something with you, which they would be extremely happy in if they allowed themselves with the Sun and this Paradise energy, but that would mean that they were no longer their identity wasn't just them on their own. So it's almost, it would be, but the part of their identity would be they were in a relationship with Taurus, for example. But I think you may have used your inner strength at some point to put a stop to this dynamic continuing to play out, especially with the Hermit that came out as well. This is like, you made some sort of difficult realization about doing what was better for you rather than what felt good in the moment. What was, you were kind of looked out for yourself, or, your higher self was looking out for you by basically putting a stop to the previous dynamic in some way. And I think you may have been chasing this King of Wands. And if this doesn't apply to you, then don't worry about it. But, chasing them, trying to, they are in that Four of Pentacles energy, trying to pull full effort out of them instead of, them holding back from you. But an element of that was because there was some part of you kind of telling yourself that, you know, lacking the self-confidence or the self-worth to know that you shouldn't need to do that, basically, is my point. So I feel like when you stopped the pattern with that person who was holding back from you, things are about to go in a much more favourable way for you. Now, for some, I have to say, like, I'm not all getting for all of you that it's going to be with this King of Wands who is getting out of their own way and, you know, transforming and move. I mean, there are two people on the Six of Swords card, and this talks about the happiness and joy of, you know, mainly with being with someone else. So for a lot of you, it may be that they are accepting change, transforming, you know, getting, like, also this, as I said, I did drop it, but this came out in reverse. So kind of with the Sun and the Knight of Wands. So this could also be like the shine kind of wearing off of that Knight of Wands energy. It's not actually making them as happy, you know, being a solo agent as they had been kind of clinging on to. It's almost like you stopped trying to get them to partner up rather than just be all about them. And when you stopped, then they got what they wanted. Then they kind of, it wasn't actually as shiny as it seemed when they were fighting to have it, if that makes sense. So for a lot of you, yes, this could be someone who is, you know, they're getting on board, as I said from the start, they're getting out of their own way. For others of you, if they're not, then either way, you're winning in this situation, because it's just all signs are pointing towards very favourable forward momentum progress for you when it comes to love, whether it's with that person or without them, you know, maybe with someone else or just on your own, whatever, you know, for the time being, it's very favourable for you moving forward. So that's what I've got for you this time, my lovely Taurus. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. And if it resonated at all, I just want to say thanks and leave me a comment. And I'll speak to you soon. All right, so moving on to my gorgeous Gemini. Hi Gemini, how are you doing? So today is your base card for what's coming towards you next in love. You have the Nine of Pentacles. So, I mean, this is a very solo energy, Gemini. It's very independent. It's not, for this, like, in terms of love, I mean, I would probably say that this would suggest, you know, being single, which is not a bad thing. There's nothing, actually being single can be pretty awesome in some ways. But this is not, this isn't the card that I would go, oh, you're going to be in a relationship, and what's coming towards you next. No, not really. This is a very, like, this card is almost like a lone wolf energy of, like, I walk alone kind of thing. So it's not necessarily, you're not going to be sad about it if you are single. In fact, it's going to suit you very well, basically. But what it is saying to me, other than that, is that, I mean, the Nine of Pentacles, generally, you're a catch. Like, whether you want to be with someone else or not, you're coming across, you're presenting, people are perceiving you as a catch. Also, doing very well, you're being successful, money's great, like, you look good, you have this independence, you have your shiz together. Now, it could be that you have admirers, certainly, with the Knight of Cups underneath for Libra, who maybe want to get closer to you. Maybe there could be someone at work in particular. But if that is the case, just for now, like, before I clarify, I would say that you're not going to, you might happily work with them, you might happily, like, work on a project with them or something, but I don't see you necessarily with this, Gemini, making yourself available to these people for dates. You might even be more in, like, you might say to them, I'm just not dating right now, I'm just taking some time for myself, etc. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. So let's see. For Gemini, please, or what is coming towards my Geminis next in love? What's coming towards Gemini next in love, please? The Two of Pentacles came out first, and the Two of Wands, okay. you may you may be weighing up, maybe you have a couple of suitors, Gemini. If so, you might be weighing up the potential, the pros and cons of both, or what you like about each of them versus what you don't like about each of them. For others of you, it might be that you're not dating because you're trying to make some sort of major decision for yourself, as in, do I leave town, you know, do I move to a different country, do I go traveling for 6 months, you know, that kind of decision, which is like, well, don't want to get into a relationship now and then I'm not going to be here for 6 months kind of thing. So let's see, tell me more for Gemini, what's coming towards them. Next in love, please. Okay, we have the King of Pentacles, Seven of Wands in reverse, wow. King of Pentacles is more Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. I mean, money, Gemini, nice. You're going to be, like, there are going to be things, not things, like opportunities, I want to say, opening up for you. The star is at the bottom of the deck as I'm saying this. Like, paths, options, which you may have thought were closed off, or there were roadblocks in the way, basically. Things are going to be... So this is the other thing. You may have unexpected avenues that you could go down, which you didn't even know was going to be an option to you before. Money looks great, 100%. Why are the Seven of Wands in reverse? Okay, the Hermit. It's Virgo's major arcana. Whoa! The Tower. Why the Tower? Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups, which is the only card that I mentioned before I started clarifying, because I said it was underneath for Libra. I don't know if the Tower is that someone voicing that they have feelings for you, Gemini. And the Hermit, again, is a very... I walk alone, I have a... You know, I'm on a journey of some sort. It's a very isolated energy with the Hermit. So I don't know if the shake-up here with the Tower is that someone telling you that they want to be with you, that they have feelings for you. What's the Tower? Jesus. The Star card came out. Okay. The Knight of Swords also came out with the Ten of Wands. Oof. Okay. This feels like someone unburdening themselves by communicating with you, Gemini, out of the effing blue with the Knight of Swords and the Tower. Someone here is reaching like a breaking point of rushing out. They need to get something off their chest. This could be someone that you already had a Tower with, because the Star follows the Tower in the journey of the major arcana. So this could be someone who is desperate to heal what crumbled between the two of you. It could, you know what? The other thing is that it could be shocking to hear from this person, hear this from them, because it's kind of what you maybe at some point had wished to hear from this person, but then it kind of so the avenue that is, you know, you thought was closed off to you could be, you know, this person, you know, the option of pursuing something with them is now open. But that now puts you in like a crossroads moment, because for some reason you had plans to go in a different direction, basically. Let's grab a different deck. This one. Why the Nine of Pentacles in particular? For what's coming towards Gemini next. Because that kind of gives me the sense that you may be choosing, if this is what is happening, you may choose yourself, basically, over something with this person. But let's see. Why the Nine of Pentacles for Gemini? Ooh, the Tower. The Seven of Wands upright. That's interesting because I was talking about how it came out Seven of Wands in reverse. So it could even be a King of Pentacles that is rushing in to tell you that they have feelings for you, Gemini. But you're in this Nine of Pentacles because the shiz hit the fan at some point and you had to rebuild yourself to maybe even from the ground up kind of thing, or start over, stand your ground, fight your own corner. It's almost like you had no support in getting to where you are now. Well, maybe not zero support, but certainly no support from this person who's now telling you that they have feelings for you. This combination is very like, I worked very hard to get here and not one of you buggers helped me, basically. Like, I did all of this with my own blood, sweat and tears. So, yeah, you don't get to tell me that you love me now I've put myself back together when you didn't care when I was fighting for my life to get here, basically. Anything else? Can you tell me anything else about this Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups person? Oh. Page of Cups in reverse. Nine of Swords. Ooh. Okay, this feels more like someone who has been kicking themselves for not telling you how they felt before. Oh. Yeah, and now there's Judgment came out and Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck, which shows one person with the back turned, like moving on. I feel like in some way or another you're about to make some sort of choice that takes you away, and there's like what is that phrase from football? Hail Mary? Like someone's attempting a Hail Mary, is that what it's called? I'm sorry, I'm terrible with sport, but that's what popped into my head. Of like trying to make a last ditch effort to say what they should have said before. How does Gemini feel about that person? That's what I wanted. I mean, this Tower and Seven of Wands could be nothing to do with them, but it's put you into a very I walk alone kind of an energy. Basically something you've gone through already. So how is Gemini feeling about this person who wants to rush in? Tell them how they feel. Oh, see, King of Pentacles again. Page of Swords. This is same. Okay, how does Gemini feel about the King of Pentacles? They come through as that twice. Why the Page of Swords? So it's kind of saying, Gemini, that in some ways you had these ideas about this person, like you think about them, but then you end up feeling sad because you were kind of, I mean, Ten of Cups at the bottom of the deck, it's like you were picturing a happily ever after, but it's all like fairy tale, basically. You would imagine that about this person, but then you kind of wake up to an empty apartment and, the washing up is what I'm getting from those spilt cups, and be like, yeah, just that was dreamland, basically. So yeah, I feel like you've got, someone coming in that you are not going to in any way expect to be like getting this off their chest and telling you how they feel. If there was, with this Seven of Wands in reverse, if there was something that the King of Pentacles felt was stopping them from telling you this before, they're overcoming it. However, it's putting you in a, oh, well, now I have to rethink my plans because I thought that was just, nonsense. That it was a nice idea, but it wasn't reality. So it's basically there might be some sort of plan that you had as a complete, solo agent, which, it's easier to make plans when you are a solo agent because, you don't have to consider what other people want to do. So you might have to rethink the plans, basically. There's, it's it's not a spanner in the works, because it's not bad necessarily, it's just unexpected twist. So that's what I've got for you this time, Gemini. I hope it was useful for someone. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, or if you just want to leave me a comment and say thanks, then that would be great. I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so we're doing cool. Moving on to my wonderful Cancers. Hi Cancer, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Today is going to be what's coming towards... brain. Today is going to be what's coming towards you next in love, because that's what we're doing for everybody. And your base card for today is the Eight of Swords, Cancer. Okay. Not an easy energy, certainly. Eight of Swords can feel like being stuck, not seeing a way out. In particular with this Eight of Swords, feels like you've got yourself into a position in a situation where you can't go back and change what's already happened, but you feel like, you know, you also don't see a way forward either. So it's like getting trapped, but in like, and then being locked into place. So feeling a little bit powerless, but obviously a lot with the Eight of Swords is mental imprisonment, mental limitations that we are putting on ourselves, and we do have the power and the choice to change that. For some, this could be because someone won't talk to you, though, in particular. Like they have cut communication, they've drawn a line in the sand, and it's made you feel like, well, I can't do anything now because they won't have a conversation with me in particular, but we'll see. So, for my Cancers, please. What is coming towards Cancer next in love, please? It's coming towards Cancer next in love. Why the Eight of Swords? Strength card. The Magician again. I mean, I say again because it's underneath. It's like the card underneath for Scorpio. Strength and the Magician, but then the Five of Wands. Why the Five of Wands? Why this sense of conflict? Because, you know, I was just saying, like, feeling like you can't do anything, or you can't make something change, you feel stuck. So the Magician talks about making things happen, shifting. Why did I get shifting reality? I don't know if I mean that, but that's what popped into my head. But shifting the situation, changing it by taking action and making change happen. The Strength card, obviously, there's courage, there's wearing your heart on your sleeve, strength to be vulnerable, potentially. So what's going on with this Five of Wands? Why the conflict? Well, you feel like, oh God, Ten of Swords. I was going to say you may feel like it's almost like your hands are tied, you can't make change happen because there are other people in the mix, like, working against you. Even to, oh, okay, Ten of Swords. Why the Ten of Swords? The world. Oh, jeez, Louise, the world. So this feels like this is hopeless. This is out of my control, because this is already over, done, finito. Like, it's so done. This is an ex-parrot. You know, that it's like it's out of your... Now, I'm not saying that anyone has actually passed. It's just a Monty Python sketch. But, like, you know, it's out of your control as much as you want to be strong about it. You feel like it's out of your control to bring this kind of back to life. Judgment. Jesus, this is major. Okay. In the main journey of the Major Arcana, we get to judgment, and whatever happens at judgment obviously then decides whether you go on to the world and you progress to the next stage and a new journey on a higher level, or you go back to the beginning of the same stage and do it all over. But with this judgment, it's also like a sense of consequence, a little bit of karma, but it's like a sentence has been passed, and you can't change the ruling, basically, is what I'm getting. What on earth is going on? I'll grab this one sec. Let's get a couple of oracles. Or someone else could be feeling like this, by the way, Cancer. It couldn't be flipped, if you like. So, what is going on here for Cancer, please? This oracle deck came out and just hit the top card, so I was like, let me just see what it is. The card is penny pinching, the oracle card. Financial struggle, saving up, budgeting. And then the other card that came out, that it hit was justice, which is, can talk about legalities, like the legal system, court. Oh, good Lord, look at that. The bottom of the deck is dirty money, laundering, steal, illegal. And the card that's trying to come out as well is brick wall. Now, this can talk about hard to reach. But it's someone, if I was saying at the start, how can you fix it if they've put, they've blocked you, they won't speak to you, how can you sort it when it's like, you can't have a conversation with them? Which can be this brick wall, that someone is like, has put such a guard around them that it's impossible. It's out of your hands to try and reach them. But the fact that there's something here to do about, I don't know if someone is in prison. I don't think I've said that maybe more than like once or twice before in the years I've been on YouTube. So if it's not for you, then don't worry about it. For someone it could be, and it's like, how can I, this is now out of my hands, as strong as I want to be, because, they're incarcerated, the judgment, the ruling has been passed, because it seems to be something to do with the way someone was getting their money, making their money. Maybe someone was struggling financially, and this could be about someone else. This obviously, I doubt it's you, Cancer, unless you get YouTube in prison. But I'm joking. But like, this almost feels like this could be someone else who maybe got caught, that they were struggling financially and rather than do things the honourable way, they tried to cheat the system. They tried to steal, from others, or get their money in an underhanded way. And justice has been dealt out here. The ruling has happened. They could have even, this seems very dramatic, but they could have even had like people that they were doing this with throw them under the bus, basically. Good grief. Okay. So where does that leave Cancer, though? How is Cancer going to be feeling? So it could even be, what I'm saying, Cancer, it could be you that is now, you've put up a wall to this person because they really, they broke some sort of moral code, or, they crossed a moral boundary that is like, it's completely out of your hands now because of what they did. Anything else? How is Cancer going to be feeling going forward? Numbing, self-medicating, addictions, irrational behaviour, time, delay, procrastination, too busy. Why numbing. See, this card says caught cheating, betrayal, and repo says default on payments, financially incapable, repossessed assets. So, okay, Cancer, this is rough, but this is all, for those it resonates for, this would be like, I said this person was caught cheating, and then that actual phrase came out, and it's definitely something to do with money. Like, I don't know if they couldn't afford their mortgage payments, or their property was going to be taken away from them, but it's like they hid it, and they tried to do some underhanded things to cover the payment, and yeah. Why numbing? I mean, this could just talk about the fact that, I hope that's not the case, Cancer, that this is you, but this could just talk about like feeling so gutted and so helpless and down about the situation, of like, you know, of numbing with alcohol or something, but just to try and pass the time, somewhat is. Light bulb moment and frenemy. Sudden realization, feeling, wow. Realization about fake friends, two-faced. Wow. That is a lot, Cancer. I mean, but I did say as well, I said that someone that they could have been doing whatever underhanded stuff with could be the one that actually threw them under the bus. So there's going to be, this is awful, like, to be honest. I mean, obviously, you know, doing illegal stuff can have consequences, but this feels like someone in a very low place who also then were betrayed by people they considered to be like their support system, or their loyal girls, guys, whatever. So I have to be honest, Cancer, for what is coming towards you next, it's kind of, you're going to be feeling like the situation is out of your control. I would just say the Eight of Swords is not a good energy to like sit in for, you know, an extended period of time. So, and certainly if you're feeling like not helpless, but like, because it's out of your control, and maybe you just, it could just be like wanting to pass the time by like, yeah, drinking, overindulging, just to kind of numb feelings and that feeling of being helpless about it. So there could be a bit of a message there to maybe look after yourself and get into more healthier habits to handle, you know, what is going on. If that doesn't apply to you, then please don't worry, but hopefully that message helps for someone out there. Oh, Cancer, that was completely different to everything else. Thank you so much for being here, though. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me, and if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if it resonated, although I kind of hope it doesn't resonate for that many of you, then leave me a comment, let me know, or just want to say thank you, then I appreciate it. Okay, so moving on to my lovely Leos. Hi Leo, how are you doing? Today, as your base card for what's coming towards you next in love, you have the Page of Wands. I mean, this can be like it's a spark. It is chemistry. It's curiosity. It's I mean, it's a spark, and it, like, what you do with the spark determines whether it puffs out quite quickly, or if it turns into a roaring flame, endless flame kind of thing. So let's see. But I would say there might be someone that you're either seeing that kind of changes the situation for you a little bit, because this is someone that you maybe hadn't noticed before in one way or another, and they're new on your radar, I want to say, and you like the look of them, basically. And it could be changing things in a positive way for you, because if, you know, feelings if something starts brewing with that person, if your feelings start to get stronger, it could feel like a new start that you wanted to manifest. It feels quite fated, as in to be like coming into contact with someone by happenstance, by destiny, not necessarily on an app, for example, but something more organic. So let's see. Let's get this one. For my Leos, please. What's coming towards my Leo next in love? Why the Page of Wands? Oh, Page of Cups. Wow. Another page, and look at that. Page of Swords is at the bottom of the deck when the Page of Cups came out. You have the Page of Swords underneath you for Sagittarius. That's why I was kind of mentioning about how you might see someone who wasn't on your radar before, and look how she's like looking away from the Page of Swords. So this could even be someone who's been around, like maybe they've been in your neighborhood, maybe they've been in on your commute, you know? They might have been around for a while, but you didn't see them before. Or this could even be them, that they're making themselves known to you. They're coming up and, you know, asking for your number. I don't know if people do that stuff anymore, I hope so. But like, they might be making contact with you and they've kind of seen you, but you haven't seen them, for example. This feels relatively new, so far, with the pages. Tell me what's coming towards Leo next in love, please. Tell me about this. Okay, yeah. Queen of Wands, that can be you, Leo. There's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. When that came out, I can see the 9 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. That's like, with the Queen of Wands, wow. Someone fancies the pants off you, Leo, for a start. But also, they've kind of seen you doing your thing. Just getting on with life and looking fantastic. Every time they see you, they think you look amazing. They are a fan, like with this combination. Not in a cringy way, but like they just... I feel like this could be someone who, yeah, as I said, has seen you going about your day, but you hadn't seen them yet. And they really like what they see. Tell me more about this coming towards Leo, please. Oh, the World. Six of Swords. Why the World? Oh, nice. Temperance. This feels like patience paying off. This also feels like there is this person could be quite emotionally balanced and peaceful. And for some of you, if you have closed out a chapter yourself and got yourself into a more peaceful place. When I say closed out a chapter, I feel like it's more you accomplished something, you got through something, and you've come out the other side of it, basically. There could have been some sort of time when you needed to heal yourself from something. But what I'm kind of getting is that as you've sorted yourself out, what is now coming towards you is someone who is also sorted themselves out at some point. It's like a reciprocal, and it's kind of giving me that you would need to be on the same frequency as this person for them to be attracted towards you to actually make a move. I mean, they could have been attracted to you from a distance, but they're feeling the call, the pull to actually make a move, because now they can sense energetically that you're in the place to match their vibe. I hope that makes sense. Anything else for my Leos, please? Anything you can tell me about this person who's making their interest known? See, the Queen of Swords came out on top of the Six of Swords. So it's like you may have... Well, again, the Nine of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck again. So you have maybe, and the other card that came out is the Five of Pentacles, you've got yourself out of a struggle. This person could particularly admire, maybe some of you, they know that you went through a difficult situation and you sorted it out for yourself. Who is this person who's making their interest known to Leo, please? The Ace of Swords. Well, they are... Okay. They've been quiet and waiting. The deck split when that Ace of Swords came out to show the King of Swords and the Two of Wands. And I mentioned that as well because the Ace of Swords came out and landed on top of this Queen of Swords. So you and this person haven't been communicating with each other before. For some of you, you might be aware of their existence, but not aware of the kind of conversation that they want to have with you, if that makes sense. So, for example, you may know this person works in the company, or you might know this person lives in the neighborhood, but you don't know more than that kind of thing. So there's kind of been this, or something they want to say to you that they have been waiting for the right moment, or they've been quiet about. Why were they waiting? I don't know if you were going through a divorce, some of you. They wanted to wait until that was finalised. Doesn't have to be for all of you. Why were they waiting? Eight of Pentacles. It was like... And the Sun is the other card that came out. Why the Eight of Pentacles? Yeah, Seven of Pentacles. It wasn't the right time before. This is like someone who was waiting for favourable weather to make like a journey. But yeah, I mean, they could have felt either this with the Five of Pentacles. It could actually have been that they were experiencing financial struggle, and because they saw you in this kind of Nine of Pentacles energy, they didn't want to approach until they'd sorted themselves out. Because the other card that came out was the Empress. They view you very highly, Leo, 100%. And they were kind of looking at what they had going on and thinking, no, that's not going to fly. I need to sort myself out. Well, I said with that Temperance, I felt like, and I've got the Two of Cups at the bottom of the deck, I felt like they are... they feel the energetic call to now make this move because, well, I said they know that you're in a good balanced frequency of energy, but I said this is like they're able to make this move because they are as well. So I think this is someone who has been holding on to something that they wanted to say to you, probably their interest. Leo, they've been holding on to it for some time whilst they wanted to match you. With that Empress, they may have had you up a bit on the pedestal as well, saw you as very high value with that Nine of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, and they didn't want to approach and not have their shiz together. So basically, you've got someone finally opening up, well, not just opening up, but like finally speaking their truth of their interest towards you, Leo. So that's what I've got for you this time, what's coming towards you next in love. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me, subscribe if you'd like to, and if it resonated at all or you just want to say thanks, then leave me a comment and I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so moving on to my wonderful Virgos. Hi Virgo, how are you doing? Today is your base card for what's coming towards you next in love. You have the Wheel of Fortune, which is pretty lush. In general, it can talk about favourable change, good fortune, things progressing, that obviously life is ebbs and flows. We have good times, we have less good times, So it's basically suggesting, especially with this Earth column which is giving me life with the Six of Swords for Taurus and the Two of Cups for Capricorn. This is like, there is a couple on every single one of these cards in the Earth column, and it's all talking about getting out of choppy waters, moving into smoother waters, a soul bond, soul contract, and being aligned, drinking from each other's cup of like emotional fulfillment, understanding. And then again with this couple here, so it just feels more like two people having positive change in whatever's going on with your dynamic together. Things are improving is what I want to start off by saying. Which deck do I want for you? Yeah, this one. Okay, for my Virgos, please tell me more. What is coming towards my Virgos next in love? Thank you. We have the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, that's kind of... Ooh, oh my gosh, the Chariot came out, which is Cancer's Major Arcana. At the bottom of the deck is the Two of Cups. I was literally just talking about it with it being Capricorn's base card. Nice, nice. Progress, huge progress with the Chariot card. Huge sense of success, forward momentum. What did I just get? Just popped into my head. Sorry, one sec. Like almost getting a green light, and it's like it's time to make a move, to make some sort of serious move, but together, like two people making a move together. So I'll get more on that in a second. But with this Eight of Pentacles, I was going to say it's like progress is happening here because of the work that you've put in. It's like work paying off is what I'm getting. It's persistence to overcome difficulties. It's almost like things are about to get easier because you didn't give up when it was difficult. Tell me more for Virgo, please. What is coming towards my Virgos next in love? The Nine of Cups. Look at that. Six of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You know, the other card that I referenced before I started clarifying, the one for Taurus. Wow, love it. It's all connected. Okay. Nine of Cups can talk about wish fulfillment, getting what you want strongly, combined with the Chariot. There had to be a little bit of like an explanation of what was going on here. So we've got the Nine of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. And can you see the deck? I can see when I look down at the deck as I've stopped shuffling the moon, and then the sun is just peeking out here in the middle. You know what I think is happening here, Virgo, is someone was living through a lot of the difficult times, was not believing in a connection, basically. Whether it was self-doubt, whether it was suspicion about the other person, about their intentions, about whether to believe, you know, either their own feelings or the other person's feelings and intentions. This feels like a lot of maybe, like for some I'm getting this is for like during a relationship of two people being together and having to overcome the other person's doubt and suspicion of for example, your intentions, Virgo. Obviously just assign the roles if it resonates. But like if you were trying to have a lovely relationship with them, but they were seeing things in your efforts and they were misreading them as you had, you know, this was hidden bad intentions, for example, or you, and it's almost like not being able to get on the same page with that person. And a lot of that was due to, underneath the moon is the Page of Cups and the Magician. This is like someone here thought that the other person's signs of affection or interest were in some ways manipulative, like they were being manipulated. Like this is someone worrying that they were being love bombed or they were being tricked, basically. Tell me about the Eight of Pentacles, please. the High Priestess. And the Magician is at the bottom of the deck. Why the High Priestess? Whoa, okay. Five of Swords in reverse. Okay. Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, very nice. See again on this Two of Pentacles card, there's the scales of balance. We've got King of Cups at the bottom of the deck, so if some of you could have been dealing, or you could be dealing with a water sign, particularly Cancer, but could also be Pisces and Scorpio. You don't have to be. But, you know, the King of Cups can be very emotionally available, and even, not always, but this King of Cups always reminds me more of someone who is open with showing their emotions more than other Kings of Cups is. You know, it could be someone who's got a creative streak, or is a painter or a musician or something. It basically feels their emotions and then has a conduit or a medium of some sort where they are, like a creative one, where they express their feelings. But it's like, it doesn't have to be the case, but I'm just getting that from this card. It may have felt like performative, basically. Someone could have been suspicious of the other person's affections and been like, this is phony, this is smoke and mirrors, etc. But I feel like that was mainly, especially because the Five of Swords came out in reverse with the High Priestess, there was something, whoever was overthinking this and getting themselves up into a worried, like, difficult state, there was something that their intuition was telling them to trust the process, and to keep working on it. And so they did. Like, they didn't actually, I mean, this could be you, Virgo, like, as I said, you kind of worked through the difficult times and now you get to enjoy the better times. Yeah. Okay, very nice. I want to grab this one, just get you a couple of oracles. With the Eight of Wands, that talks about communication flowing. It's also, again, two of the fastest moving energies in the deck, the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. So there's progression here happening, conversations. It's almost like how can I put it? It's like there was a speed limiter put onto the connection, or the connection was being, I don't know, think about it like someone's fear was lead weights, like a lead anvil that they put in the boot of the car of the connection. So it wasn't moving very fast, things don't have to move crazy fast, but it wasn't moving at a good pace before, and, you know, maybe even was throwing the car's like smoothness off because of the kind of the baggage that was being carried around that just basically needs to be worked through. And I think it looks really good, because I feel like this is you and someone else, Virgo. There's understanding and there's balance and conversations happening between the two of you, so that, like, both people feel heard and equally respected and appreciated in the relationship. Anything else for my Virgos, please? We have dating, basically. Anything else? Sunglasses came out in reverse. This says watching, looking, perception, stalking. But sunglasses, and at the bottom of the deck we have grounding, stability, security, growth, endurance. This is a bit specific to me as a reader, but it does make sense why this has come out, because someone who always has sunglasses on, I don't feel that, it's just me, I don't feel that they're necessarily very trustworthy, especially if you've ever been on a dating app or whatever, and every single photo they've got sunglasses on. X that person immediately. And if you are doing that, put a photo up with your eyes showing, because it's just so sus. So like hiding the eyes, and basically also if you think about looking at situations through rose tinted glasses and seeing something better. But this can also be looking through, having a dark lens placed on top of the situation and seeing things worse than it actually is. So it's kind of, there's basically dates, or there's going to be positive progression in your love life, Virgo. Whether it was you who had to work through, get past the fear with the Nine of Swords, or what was happening was an illusion, when there was an element with your intuition of telling you that this was not Five Swords upright, of kind of deception and trickery. So whether it was you or the other person, there's progression here happening. There's also someone who's kind of getting grounded, getting out of the turbulent energy of the Nine of Swords of fear, and actually feeling more down to earth about the situation, and that they can enjoy this. Yeah, that's what I've got for you this time, Virgo. I hope it was useful for someone. Thank you so much for being here. If you'd like to hit the thumbs up button for me, that would be amazing. And if you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. And if it resonated at all, if you just want to leave me a comment and say thank you, then please do leave me a comment. And I'll speak to you soon. Okay, so moving on to my Libras. How are we doing? We're doing okay for time. Libra, how are you? Thank you for being here. Today, your base card, what's coming towards you next in love, you have the Knight of Cups, which is a lovely card. Obviously, it can be very romantic. It can talk about feelings developing and getting stronger. This particular Knight of Cups always gives me a little bit of a sense of it's, it's like a bit of a runaway train with your feelings. You can't limit them, and you can't escape them as such. It's like you can't control the fact of you're just falling for someone more and more. Obviously, it could be someone about you as well. Now, with the Eight of Pentacles straight underneath you, the tricky thing here is that you might work with this person, which might, when I was talking about, obviously, it's a runaway train, maybe there could be an element that you would like to be able to, like, hold those feelings back, because of the workplace element, but it's not going to be for all of you. So let's just get into it. Give this a good shuffle. For my Libras, please, what is coming towards them next in love? Why the Princess of Cups, or the Knight of Cups? For Libra, why the Knight of Cups? Thank you. The Emperor. Crap, are you falling in love with your boss, Libra? The Emperor is Aries Major Arcana. Judgment in reverse. The Hermit in reverse. Okay, what's going on here? The Hermit in reverse can talk about a lack of thinking something through completely, and Judgment in reverse can be an ill thought out decision. Just going to be straight with you. And obviously this could be somebody else as well. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Why the Emperor? Thank you. Oh, yeah. See, Princess of Cups again. I mean, it's the Knight of Cups in the deck that I've used for the base card, but it is both the Knight of Cups and also the Princess of Cups, the way that deck works, but then you literally have the same card out again, Princess of Cups. This deck has princes and princesses, no pages or knights, but anyway. Either this Emperor has court feelings. This could be ill-advised because this person, it might not be anything to do with the workplace or a boss, but they might be, if not married and with their partner, they might be in separation from their partner, but this could be risky in terms of their long term, in like how this is going to work out long term, if they're separated from someone, and question mark over what's going to happen there. So it could be for someone. The other card that came out is the King of Cups in reverse, and then the Three of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. I feel like someone's feelings are running away with them, Libra. I split the deck to shuffle and the Tower is there. Oh, good Lord. Why is the King of Cups in reverse? The Queen of Cups. Oh, God. Yep. Oh, God. The Queen of Cups came out. There's a lot of feelings going to be flying. A lot of emotional extremes, Libra. The bottom of the deck is... Can you see this? Yeah. Ace of Wands. Underneath it is the Five of Cups. And the Lovers. This is giving me... This is almost giving me, like I said, that runaway train. And potentially a runaway physical encounter. And then the immediate... the immediate sense of regret for the other person. For example, if this person is married, whether they're separated or not, or if they're your boss. I'm getting more now the kind of that this could be more like a third party situation. Whether you know that they have someone else or not, some of you might not know, but this is like, giving in to temptation and then immediate regret. All five cups are spilt on this particular Five of Cups card. Traditionally, we think of like the two cups are still standing and someone's just focusing on what's, the spilt milk. All five. So this is like someone might then feel the regret of they might have betrayed some sort of very significant connection for them, whilst, with a third party for the sake of something fun. It's not just fun. I don't mean, I'll take that back, because in fact this person has almost convinced themselves that they are in love and they can't do anything, but they have to go through with their passion that they feel. And then if we carry on, the Ace of Swords, the truth coming out, the Queen of Swords, then the the shiz hitting the fan with the Five of Wands, and the Eight of Cups, and the Three of Swords, and the King of Swords. So you see in between this couple is anger, heartbreak, feeling betrayed, everything that they lost, they are losing as a result of this person finding out with the Ace of Swords what they did. So obviously you make your own choices, you do what you want in this situation, Libra, but just to be frank, with this is like an ill thought out situation, let me just say. Yeah. Oh goodness. How does Libra feel about this Emperor? Let me grab another deck. How does Libra feel about this Emperor, please? Eight of Swords. So you feel like there are things that make this impossible. And you're trying to be realistic. Yeah, Sun in reverse, Knight of Wands in reverse. You're being more, in a way, you're being more realistic about that something is not possible to be on the table. Because you're thinking ahead, you're thinking long term. Yeah, Nine of Wands with the Four of Wands. So you're basically, I feel like a lot of you, this person is separated from somebody else. If they then, pursue something with you because if they've, can't help their feelings and how they feel, then it's a bit cruel to you, to be honest. It's a bit selfish because they're like, I have to have you, Libra. But then from what I'm seeing, then it's like instantly the sense of immense regret, and because they will have they'll feel like they've betrayed the person that they're currently separated from. So you feel you're being, although the Eight of Swords, I normally wouldn't say this, you're being a bit more realistic about the future here, the lack of possibilities with this person, because you feel they have not given up on their marriage for some, or their long-term commitment. They're not completely done with it. And you don't want to be someone that they flip-flop or use as like oh well, I do love you, but I don't want to like betray my committed partner who I'm separated from at the moment. Because underneath the bottom of the deck we have the Four of Cups and the King of Cups again. Strong water energy for yours, Libra. Could be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. It doesn't have to be. But this person came through as the King of Cups already. Underneath the King of Cups, Two of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, Queen of Wands, the Star, the Devil underneath that. I would get from you, Libra, that you're more aware of how this is probably going to play out. This Emperor is not thinking this through, and they are a little bit of like wanting to have their cake and eat it too. They want to tell you that they can't resist you, and you're the most attractive thing that's ever walked this earth, etc., etc., and they must have you. But then, but I just don't think I can let my Empress go, So, yeah, that's basically what I've got, what's coming towards you next, Libra. I feel like you are already kind of aware, and I don't think you're interested in being like someone that this Emperor kind of flip-flops between you and their ex, effectively, or their separated person. So, that's what I've got for you this time, Libra. I hope it was useful for someone out there. Thank you so much for watching. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe if you would like to. I'd love to have you. And if it resonated, or you just want to leave me a comment and say thank you, then please do. And I'll speak to you soon. Okie doke. So, moving on to my wonderful Scorpios. Hi Scorpio, how are you doing today? Your base card for what's coming towards you next in love, you have the Magician. So, okay. The Magician is an energy of decisiveness. So it could be either you've made a decision about what you're going to do in a situation, or someone has made a decision about you. But they're very determined to make whatever they've decided, whoever's decided, to make that a reality. However, the column for the water signs today is quite tricky. So amongst this decision, this Magician energy, this creative, action-orientated, go energy, you have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Swords, top and bottom, which is a lot of limitations. It's almost like maybe someone's decided, well, if you're not going to do this with me, I'll do it on my own. Someone could be saying that about something. Let's see. Let's get some more. This one. Okay. It's like I'm doing this with or without you. So if it's without you, then fine, I'm doing it anyway, kind of thing. Or if you wanted someone else to get on board, but they were... they've been in this mindset of, I can't because of X, Y, Z, I would, but I can't. And, rather than trying to find solutions, they're just staying in that. Some of you, Scorpio, you could be like, right, screw you then, I'll just do it myself. Let's see. Tell me more for Scorpio, please. Are we in Scorpio season? We are in Scorpio season, technically, although this is a timeless reading as I am recording it. So, very happy birthday to all of my Scorpio sons. I hope you have an amazing day. Okay, for Scorpio, what is coming towards them next? Hermit in reverse. Oh no, just had that for Libra from a different deck. It's Virgo's major arcana, but the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands when that came out. See, yeah, underneath the Five of Wands is the Seven of Pentacles. This Seven of Pentacles talks about two people reviewing a situation together and deciding whether to, they're making a decision together, funnily enough, because it's kind of like a card of it takes two to tango. If you think about this as like a relationship, for example, these two people are discussing whether to we're going to try and make this work or not. Because if we are, then we both need to put in effort. Not one person on their own can make a relationship, happen if the other person isn't putting any effort in. So it's basically, this card is talking about it's a two-way street. So are we both in it or we're not? And Five of Wands. There's definitely no wonder. I was like, why did I just say Scorpio might be like, screw you, I'll do it anyway, I'll do it on my own. I was like, that's a bit harsh. But then the Five of Wands. So there's an element of maybe a frustration or a clash, certainly, with someone. It might even be like you want to make a move, for example, but you want to move with your person that you care about, you love. But they're like, no, I couldn't possibly because, I have to stay near my friends, I have to stay near family. My hands are tied because I have to stay in the same neighborhoods that I've been in my entire life, etc. And with this Five of Swords that's on the other side, this is a very short-sighted reason of why they are. Then someone basically isn't seeing the bigger picture with this combination. It's very, they'll say, no, that's it. That's my final word. That's my line in the sand. I'm, never going to leave the same street that I've lived my entire life. But the Five of Swords is always about like cutting your nose off to spite your face. Basically, it's very like you're shooting yourself in the foot with the Five of Swords. So this could be where your frustration is coming from as well. It could also be you feel like their decision is being made for them on their side by other parties, like friends or family, for example, and you might just have had enough of that. What is this Magician about for Scorpio, please? Q. Temperance, okay, in the upright. Temperance is Sagittarius Major Arcana, but the Four of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Yep, I knew it. Eight of Cups underneath that. I was chuckling because it's almost like you're getting to a place, Scorpio, where you're calmly had enough. Like, there's more calm here for you in acceptance. This is like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't get it to drink. And it's almost like you're accepting of that and going with the flow of that reality rather than trying to force the horse's head in. Just drink the water, it's good for you. That's what I'm getting. You're like, okay, I'm out. But in sometimes, he's not a horse, but my dog, I'm like, you please drink some water. And he drinks plenty. He's fine. But sometimes I'm like, I don't think you've drunk enough. Drink a bit more water. And, you get a sense of peace when you realise that he will drink some when he wants some. And, not trying to, even if it might be better for him if he had some right now, he's got to work it out himself, basically. I'm talking about my dog here, but... And I would never Four of Cups, Eight of Cups my dog as a result. But back to you, Scorpio. This is basically, there is a determination and a decision that you're making for your reality, yourself. And it's coming from a place of acceptance. That it's almost like, in some ways I would say it's an acceptance that you and this person don't want the same things. And you can't force them to want the same things that you do, even though maybe it would, be wonderful for them. They just can't see it. But I was also, my first thing was that it's an acceptance of you don't want this person in this mindset that they are stuck in. And then, underneath that is Eight of Cups. Bye. It's like the Hanged Man, the Queen of Wands, Nine of Cups underneath. I get this sense with you, Scorpio, here of there's so much life to live, basically. There's so much vibrancy, excitement, passion that you have for living, for experiencing maybe different cultures, or even just like, I don't know, just expanding your horizons with this combination and having this kind of zest for life. And it's like trying to drag someone to I don't know, a Michelin star fusion food restaurant, and all they want to do is have McDonald's. That's kind of what I'm getting. So what is the decision for Scorpio? Five of Pentacles. Why the Five of Pentacles? Chariot. I mean, yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. Unfortunately, this person stuck in the mindset that I've been talking about this Eight of Swords. It's the Eight of Swords came out, and with that Five of Pentacles, that limiting belief is keeping them in a struggle situation. It might be something to do with someone else, that they're staying in that struggle for the sake of somebody else. But for you, Scorpio, what I'm seeing is that, I mean, the Chariot came out on top of the Six of Swords for Taurus. And again, it's like, I'm off. Whether you don't actually have to be moving geographically, but you've realised that you've moved away from them energetically, and you're in Nine of Pentacles energy, and forward momentum, and like, I don't normally talk about my own private life on this channel, but what this reminds me of is, and I'm 100% sure that he does not watch tarot, so I'm sure he's not going to see this. What this reminds me of is like when I was like 17 to 18, and I had like a you wouldn't even call him a boyfriend, but like, you know, kind of a boyfriend but not boyfriend, in my local town. And I was going off to university, and then I was I wanted to do a lot, and like my hometown in England is not greatly exciting, but to put it mildly, and I just wanted to have more adventures than that staying in that town could provide me with. And like, I'm not saying that his life is any less valuable than mine, of course not, but you know, still have him on Facebook or something like this, like, I don't know, 20 years later, and he's in exactly the same place, in the same town that we both grew up, basically doing the same job that he did 20 years ago, like working behind a... Again, I'm not like having some weird superiority kick over this whole thing, because I wish him nothing but the best, like, but this is more just giving me, Scorpio, back to you, that basically you're acknowledging the fact that this person might be limiting themselves to a situation where they're going to have to struggle, or it's not going to be as easy for them in some areas in the future. But at the end of the day, that is their lesson, not lesson, but that's their life to live. And you're making the choice for yourself that you want to be in the Nine of Pentacles, and you kind of want more for yourself than basically this person is sticking at the 5. You want at least the 9. And then the deck split when that came out, and I can see the Page of Swords and the Ace of Cups. You've got your eyes set on future horizons, you know, not future, further into exotic horizons, you know what I mean, like new experiences. And basically, I think you're coming to a decision here of you and someone want different things, and that's fine, but you're making a choice for yourself, basically. Wow, that went on a tangent, man. Scorpio, sorry about that. I hope it was useful for someone out there. Thank you so much for being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. I'd love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, if you just want to say thank you, then leave me a comment. That would be amazing. And I'll speak to you soon. On to my lovely Sagittarius. Hi Saggy, how are you? Thank you so much for being here. Today, for your base card of what's coming towards you next in love, you have the Page of Swords. So, I mean, this can talk about someone who's thinking about you, can be talking about someone watching what you're doing, thinking about you, if I didn't already just say that. It could be you're thinking about a situation, or it's an energy of like people watching, obviously probably one person in particular, and thinking maybe For you, it could be, how can we work something out? Or someone could be thinking about you and thinking, how do we get past something? You know, maybe Sag isn't talking to me right now. How do we resolve this? Like, I kind of get a sense of trying to think and find solutions. It could also be just talking because, for example, if you're not talking to someone, Sag, they want to know what is going on with you. They want to know if you're seeing someone else because they can't get the information straight from you. There could be an element of that as well. Let's see. This could be someone you work with. Doesn't have to be. Okay, let's get some more for my Saggies, please. What is coming towards Sagittarius next in love? Why the Page of Swords? Yeah, see, Nine of Wands first card out, and then the Knight of Cups. This is someone very hesitant, maybe hesitant to approach, or maybe someone who, if they feel like they had some sort of opportunity already with you, Sag, and it didn't go well, they haven't really let it go. They haven't given up the hope. They're still, this would be like they're still holding a candle for you kind of thing. But they seem very apprehensive. Maybe they feel like you've drawn some sort of a line in the sand with them, or you've set a boundary with them. So now they feel like they are kind of watching your life from the wings. Nine of Swords in reverse, though. Okay, why is the Nine of Swords in reverse? Oh, okay, guys. Five of Cups. Maybe they're viewing you that you're not worried about them anymore, but you're sleeping soundly whilst they're gutted. Why is the Nine of Swords in reverse? Give me another one on that, please. Ace of Swords. Five of Swords in reverse. So why the Five of Cups? Sag, what is going on? I'm gonna grab a different deck. Four of Wands came out on top of the Five of Cups. So, I mean, you've got someone holding on to the idea of you, holding on to their feelings that they have for you, but holding back with those feelings as well. So they still have love for you, but I don't know if there was some sort of truth that was spoken, which someone had been concealing before, and maybe they got something off of their chest. They spoke some sort of truth, something they've been hiding because it was stressing them out to be hiding it, but it didn't go well. Like, it didn't work the way that they were hoping it would. Let's get this teeny tiny deck for you, Sag. What's going on here for my Saggies? Why the... Tell me more. What's coming towards them next in love? For Sagittarius, please. Thank you. Sun in reverse on top of the Five of Cups, and then the Five of Swords. Wow, and the Five of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Did I just... Can you see that? Sorry, it's tiny. Can you see that's the Five of Cups? Sun in reverse on top of the Five of Cups, and then the Five of Cups is there again. Wow. Something went really badly. I said you may have drawn a line in the sand with this person, Sag, and then, I don't know if you can see that. It's actually the mini version of this, which is here for Pisces. So I don't know if you can see with the light that Five of Swords lady is drawing a line in the sand. So it's the same. It almost feels like they told you something which they'd been hiding, which they thought would remove a lot of stress from the situation, but the truth relieved the stress for you, but not for them. How can I put that? Can I put it like that? It's like they feel like they came clean about something. And how can they came clean about something thinking that it would strengthen the connection between the two of you, and instead it backfired and you may have cut them off completely because of that truth. What was going on here? What was this Ace of Swords? What is this Ace of Swords for Sag, please? Nine of Swords, yeah. Nine of Swords. I don't mean to laugh. I'm laughing because it's literally what I just said, that they removed the stress for you by finding out what was really going on. You were like, oh, well, if that's the case, no. But then they got the stress instead. And then the Nine of Swords comes out and the upright after the Nine of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I'm spot on. So the bottom of the deck is the Four of Cups. What was it? What did they reveal? They thought it was going to go more. They thought it was going to go in their favour. Six of Pentacles. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Swords, and then underneath it is the Ace of Swords. Did they reveal that they were still connected to somebody else? What's the Six of Pentacles? Eight of Cups in reverse. Wait. Did they go back to... They go back to an ex? They made a choice that they thought was going to lead... Oh, God. Okay. The Two of Wands and the Nine of Cups came out on top of the Nine of Swords for Aries. And then the Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom of the deck. I think what is coming through here is that this person revealed the fact that they were going back to maybe someone they were separated from, either a wife, a husband, or just a long committed partner, or just someone they were separated. Maybe it wasn't a full-blown ending, breakup, divorce, but it was a grey area. This is like they revealed the fact that they were going to go back and try and work it out with that person. They felt there was some sort of sense of... they owed it to that connection to try and make it work. And for some reason, they thought that telling you the truth was going to alleviate the stress. But as I said, it did. I mean, it alleviated the stress for you because you're like, oh, if that's the case, then okay, well, we'll leave it there, and that's it. Like that's a boundary, and you've crossed it, and good luck, Godspeed. And but they've been left watching you. I don't know if they're still with their person. That they said that they'd decided to try and work it out with that person. Anything from the oracles, please, for Sag? What's going on here? Ego. A hurt ego. Ego getting in the way of relationship. Looking you up. Researching you, studying you, getting info. Like I said from the start, they're upset. For some reason, they feel like the wounded warrior because their perception of you is that you're sleeping well at night. Look at that. Bottom of the deck is dodging bullets, blocking negativity, escaping crazy people, and underneath it is creeping. Their ego might be bruised. I'm not sure if it got in the way of the relationship as such, but it's something to do about their ego is hurt. Like you see with this Nine of Wands card that came out, like the person's arm is all bandaged up. So they feel like they're a victim in some way by the fact that as they look at you and they see you doing your thing and not stressing about them, that hold on. What was I saying? Maybe they thought that you would be sitting and pining for them, and you've upset them by getting on with it. Anything else, Sag, please? Inside scoop, a closer look, nosy, up in your business. Like, that's with the looking you up. Like I told you, they are watching you, Sag, and trying to find out what is going on with you in your life. I feel like they're either on the, as I said, on the watching you from the wings at this point, or watching just what you put on. I don't know, if you're on social media. If you're not, don't worry about it. You know, if you put anything, that's like they're just trying to join the dots from what you're doing there. Travel. Maybe some of you are going on holiday. And that's... For some of you, they... Yeah, but look at this. At the bottom of that, moves in silence and running. I feel like you're keeping a lot of what's really going on with you to yourself, and I definitely agree, applaud you for that. But what I was going to say, what you could be posting or making, public news, or anyone who can come across it or whatever, you might be talking about the fact that you're going on holiday. For some of you might be doing a relatively bougie holiday, like a luxurious one, and for some way it's also bothered this person, because I don't know if they are that. You might be better off financially than this person, so for some reason they have the audacity to also take it like a affront to their ego that you're doing things that costs more than they could afford. But I mean, whether it's that for some of you, but yeah, this person is crazy. Like, I don't know if they thought, but by like telling you the truth, they'd gone back to, were going to go back to an ex, or that they had already gone back to them, and that was like the hidden information that they hadn't told you before, and now I've told you, and everything will be alright between us because we can, no. Like, I don't know, I think for you that was like, okay, well now I've got that information, we don't need to talk anymore, enjoy life with your ex, kind of thing. And yeah, they are still watching you, basically, Sag. That's what's come through for this time. But yeah, I hope it was useful for someone out there. Thank you so much for watching and being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. Subscribe if you would like to. I'd love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, or if you just want to leave me a comment and say thanks, then please do. I did also, my last individual sign reading was for Sag. So if you haven't watched it already, it's on the channel. You might want to check it out. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon. Okay, moving on to my gorgeous Capricorns. How are you doing, my Cappies? I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all the incredible support on the last Capricorn reading. I mean, always, you guys are amazing, but especially on that last Capricorn reading as well. I'm so glad that it was useful for so many of you, so thank you. And today we're going to be looking at what's coming towards you next in love, and a little mini reading. And today your base card is the Two of Cups, Capricorn. One of the best cards we could have for this base energy and to kick us off. So let's see which direction it goes in. But I will say, if you didn't already see them, the Earth column today is beautiful. We have the Six of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Two of Cups for the Earth sign column, which I do bear in mind when I'm doing these readings. So, I mean, the Two of Cups is a base card. This is a very strong connection. It's a meeting of heart and mind and soul with someone here. It can be about getting on the same page and understanding each other's emotions more, being more connected, being more reciprocal with someone as well. There's definitely a favourable energy going on here for you guys. So let's see, which one do I want? Yeah, this one. Okay. For my Capricorns, please. What is coming towards my lovely fellow Cappies? Next in love. What is coming towards Capricorn? Next in love, please. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. The Three of Pentacles came out in reverse on top of the Knight of Cups. At the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups from this deck. Okay. What's going on here? That kind of suggests two people who love each other. Two Knights of Cups and the Two of Cups. But was there something that couldn't be worked out before? That weren't on the same page as each other? Let's see. The Three of Pentacles, that's really needed in the upright for a relationship to thrive, to get off the ground, because this is collaboration, compromise. You know, as I was saying about understanding each other's feelings, it's like, you can't be a tyrant to have a healthy relationship. It is about both people's voices being heard. Alright, oh gosh, what's going on with this deck? Oh, of course. Just flew, like, a chunk of the deck flew off, and as I picked it up, it's the Two of Cups is at the bottom. Alright, what's going on here for Capricorn, please? What is coming? Okay. So there might have been a disagreement between you and someone, Cap, because we have the Four of Swords and the Five of Wands. This could be a disagreement where you both went to your own corners, not really be able to see each other's perspective on the situation, and then there hasn't been communication since. Now, I don't know if that's going to change, because so far this is still showing silence post a clash. We'll see, because it could be, for some it could be the fact that the connection has been there the entire time, you know, that you haven't been speaking. The connection is still Two of Cups. You're still connected to each other. But let's see. So what was the Five of Wands about, please, for Capricorn? With Five of Wands. Cute. The Hierophant. Ooh, okay. The Hierophant is Taurus, the Major Arcana, and funnily enough, it came out on top of Taurus's space 4 with the Six of Swords. So at the conflict, I don't know if this was taking things to the next level, to leveling up the connection, to committing, to making something official. When that came out, the deck split, and I can see the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and underneath the King of Wands is the Four of Cups. Taurus, funnily enough, there was something in their message about a King of Wands, so you might want to watch it especially if you're dealing with a Taurus. But there was something in Taurus's message about a King of Wands who wanted to be a solo agent, so they were holding back from basically being a partner. Let's see, what's going on here? What is coming towards Capricorn next in love, please? Page of Cups came out on top of the Magician for Scorpio. Bottom of the deck is the Emperor. Interesting, the King of Wands is still underneath the Emperor. Okay, tell me more. It's coming towards Capricorn next. Two of Swords in reverse. I hope you saw that on the camera. It literally came out and then turned around to very clearly be Two of Swords in reverse. And then the deck split when that came out, and I can see the Nine of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. Bearing in mind, Virgo above you on the spread today has the Wheel of Fortune. So, Two of Swords in reverse. This talks about a stalemate coming to an end. Like Two of Swords upright is like denial, ignoring. You know, I don't want to make a decision about this, so I'm just going to pretend that there is nothing that I need to make a decision about. You know, this is very like I'm going to stick my head in the sand until people stop asking me to make a decision, kind of thing, until they go away. And then I'll get my head back out the sand. In reverse, this is what is can be acknowledging and dealing with something. The fact that the Nine of Pentacles is here, I was just talking about that kind of solar agent energy with the King of Wands. Something may have changed. Let's see. Let me grab a different deck. Let's get a message. Can you get a message for Capricorn, please? From the person coming through here, especially with this Page of Cups. Because that is someone wanting to... They've decided, especially coming out on top of them... They've decided, with it coming out on top of the Magician, to address this with you, Capricorn, with the Page of Cups. Even with this Page of Cups card, there's actually a red thread, which talks about the fact that, you know, the two of you, as I was saying with the Two of Cups, have remained connected to each other the entire time. You haven't been communicating. So they've decided to address something that they were trying desperately to pretend didn't need addressing. Okay. Can you tell me a message from this person for Capricorn, please? Interesting. Disagreements in reverse. That is very interesting after what I've just said with the tarot, because this says in the upright, I wish you understood how I feel. Now, I think that this was a block, effectively, when it was in the upright from this person, because all they could focus on, Capricorn, was you weren't seeing their side of the story. This is actually kind of the Three of Pentacles in reverse. It's everything I've been saying about, like, understanding the other person's emotions, putting yourself in their shoes. But, like, maybe whoever this is, who you haven't been speaking to, but you've still been connected to, could only see things from, like, why isn't Capricorn apologizing to me? Or why isn't Capricorn addressing how they made me feel, etc. But we've actually got a little bit of maybe empathy. Is that too much to ask? No. Disagreements in reverse. So they, you know, it's not just that they want to, I don't think they want to brush the disagreement under the carpet. It's not so much that. It's more that they were just focused on how they were feeling. And I'm strongly getting the message here, Capricorn, for you, of someone who has now started to acknowledge how you were feeling or were left feeling after what happened. The bottom of the deck is detachment. I had to let this go so I could clear my mind. So this new understanding of, you know, not just thinking about their own feelings but also considering yours may have been after a time of the two of you obviously not talking due to this clash. Another one for anything this person wants to say to Capricorn, please. Any other message? Okay. Third party came out in reverse. This would say that these cards do not normally come out in reverse. This says there were other things that got in the way of us being together. And that is in reverse. So, I mean, if there was, you may not have been, especially with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, this does actually show there are three people on this card. There's two people at the back and then one person in the forefront. I mean, it's almost like you were one of these people wanting to collaborate, just the two of you with this person, but there was also someone else in the mix trying to do exactly the same thing. You may have had zero awareness that there was a third party in the mix. So you may have also not understood if because also this Two of Swords, as I was saying, this is someone who's... Oh, wait, I've got to show you what card is here that I just stopped shuffling on. I was talking about this being in the upright. This is like someone who's like, I'm not going to make a choice and no one's going to make me make a choice. Forget it. So this could be... You may have had no awareness that this person was kind of with someone else or choosing between you and somebody else in some sense or another. So this kind of clash about, shall we, you know, take this to the next stage, you may not have understood why the reaction was what it was, because you didn't know that there was a third party in the mix. For some of you, maybe some of you did know, But that coming out in reverse, does suggest to me that that third party is no longer an element, because also this person's like, I'm not stuck with my decision anymore. The card that's there now, I've stopped shuffling, is understanding. I see your side of the story. So yeah, kind of relevant. Anything else this person wants to say from this? Well, that's too much. Okay. Regret. I wish this never happened. Came out on top of the Five of Wands, so they deeply regret the clash that you had. And this is why. Absence. I feel like a part of me is missing without you. At the bottom of the deck, damage. We are both hurting from this. So let me just ask, what action is this person going to be taking towards Capricorn? We have the Ace of Cups in the upright. The Chariot came out in reverse, though. Why is the Chariot in reverse? Ten of Swords. Princess of Swords. Why the Ace of Cups? King of Cups. So what's the Ten of Swords? Oh, again, Prince of Swords. So you know what? This is a bit odd, Capricorn, because it's been talking about one person. But it's almost like, with the Chariot in reverse, it's almost like someone who's decided, right, I'm going to go talk to Capricorn, I'm going to sort this out, like, made my choice. But it's like I'm hearing brakes screech, you know, like someone who's setting off on a journey and then like, whoa, halt. And it might be, there's like a halt because someone is like finding out about an ending, or finding out that it's too late, it's already over. And it could be because there's a new beginning here for you, Capricorn, with someone else, with the King of Cups. Just give me one more on the Ten of Swords, please. It's like someone who's made the decision to come over to yours in a week or something, and then during that week they hear from somebody else with these information providers with the Prince and Princess of Swords that, oh, don't you know that Capricorn's started a relationship with someone else now? What's this Ten of Swords? Death. And the World is at the bottom of the deck. Hold on. That is a serious ending. Like there is no going back from Ten of Swords, Death, and the World. That is done. I'm just trying to... give me one on that Death and the Ten of Swords, please. It's Ten of Wands. Oh my god. And then Eight of Cups. Capricorn, I have to be honest, someone might be too late. They may have got your side of the situation too late because you got 10, 10, Death, World done, and then they're almost finding out that it's too late only when they finally decide to reach out to you. Because with that ending, major ending, they're left in an impossible situation of still having the feelings that they never expressed, but you've gone, you've left, you're already long gone. You're starting something new with a King of Cups. Wow. That's what I've got for you this time, Capricorn. I hope it was useful for someone out there. I could do another half an hour on that, but it's not fair. So, thank you so much for being here. Please do hit the thumbs up button for me. I know you will, to the best. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to. I'd love to have you. And if it resonated at all, if you just want to leave me a comment and say thank you, then please do. Really appreciate it. And I'll speak to you soon. Okie dokie. Oh. It's fine. Okay, so moving on to my gorgeous Aquarius. Hi Aquarius, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Today, your base card for what's coming towards you next in love, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Eight of Pentacles here is about two people building each other up. Two people being stronger together. Also creating abundant success. A lot to be grateful for in their life as a team. Like you're working as a team to both be stronger as a result, like you are complementing each other. One person's skills is complementing the other person's skill areas, and that's all very lovely. So let's get some more, see what's going on here. For Aquarius, please, what is coming towards Aquarius next in love? I do hope that it is two people. I do hope it is two people doing that. Because the other thing I have to say is that just looking at the column with the air signs is the Nine of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. And the other thing I could say here is that you see how the person on the Nine of Pentacles card is the same person that the woman here on this Eight of Pentacles card is supporting. So the other thing that comes to mind, Aquarius, is there could be someone who, for example, knows that you have feelings for them with the Knight of Cups and may take advantage of that so that you'll help them out. So that they progress in their career, so that they progress in some project they're working on, or something that they need your help with. So it could be an element of that as well, but obviously they know that you'll do it and you'll give it your all because you have feelings for them. But is it just so they can come out as the Nine of Pentacles at the end of it and you'll never hear from them again? We'll see. The other thing, we'll see, I'll get some clarifiers. The other thing is that it could be this person has feelings for you and is kind of coming to you under the guise of, will you work on this project with me? Can you help me out with this, Aquarius? And it's actually because they want to spend more time with you, etc. So let's see. For Aquarius, what is coming towards them next in love? My Aquarius, please. Hold on, it didn't come out. Let's just keep going. Okay. We have the King of Wands. I did see the Queen of Wands. She kind of turned around in the deck. The King of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Okay. It's fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. High Priestess. So the the King of Wands is someone attractive, charming. They also can be a little bit self-centered. And the High Priestess, I feel like they know that you have feelings for them, Aquarius. Or that you like them more than just a friendship or more than just colleagues or whatever. This Seven of Wands, there's something here about either standing their ground and being standoffish with you, or they want to mark their territory with you and keep other people away. What's that Seven of Wands? Jeez Louise. Okay, before I look at what that stack is, when that deck exploded like that, I can see the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. The Ten of Cups is kind of reversed. It's like that. It's like diagonally. What is this? Nine of Pentacles. Okay, try me again. Just like one card at a time would be lovely. Why the Seven of Wands? Is this person just post-breakup? Four of Swords. You see, this is like they're not ready to open up. Yep. Five of Cups. Okay. So you got someone here, Aquarius, who is keeping you at arm's length. They are not... They're in their ego, which is trying to protect them by pretending to other people like they're great. The Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. They're brilliant. Everything went to plan. They're not crying with a glass of whiskey at 2 in the morning, looking at pictures of their ex. No. This person is very standoffish about sharing anything. So they're not opening up. They are keeping it very like... They might be coming, like, trying to over-egg it a little bit about their confidence, their how great they are doing. This would be someone like, if you're like, oh, how are you doing? I heard that, you know, you became single with that 9 of Pentacles. I heard, you know, you guys broke up. How are you doing? You'd be like, oh, brilliant. Best thing that ever happened to me. Hey, let's see who's going to be the miserable one in 5 years, shall we? Won't be me. Like, that's what I'm getting off of this King of Wands. It's a lot of God, I don't know. It's not really insecurity. It's just kind of like they don't want to show any signs of that they lost in some way. That's kind of mainly what I'm getting. I mean, they are hurting, definitely, post something going badly. But I am getting more of a sense like they don't want to, with that 9 of Cups, this is like someone who doesn't want to, for anyone to look at them like a loser. Like, not that they are a loser, but like they have this kind of mentality that, you know, if they screwed something up with someone that they actually loved and they didn't want it to end, but other people would just judge them. So yeah, they have to do this like bluster that it's gone completely to plan. Now, getting back to you, Aquarius, this does concern me slightly, because what I'm getting is that this person is like this. They're aware that you harbour, maybe you like them more than just platonically, and you're going to help them rebuild themselves. I don't know if you know this, don't know if you're in on this. They've decided Aquarius will build me back up, basically. Like, if their ego is taking a bit of a battering, not that you would know with this, like, bluster, you know, you genuinely might care about them, and they kind of pick up on that. Tell me more about this 8 of Pentacles, please. 7 of Swords in reverse. Before I shuffle it out of the way, the moon is at the bottom of the deck with the 6 of Pentacles underneath. So this talks about like hiding the fact that someone is hiding, well, 7 of Swords is in reverse, so maybe this is being found out, that someone was giving to more than, to 2 people at least. What's going on there with the 7 of Swords in reverse? I don't know if... Ooh. Oh my god, this person's a liar. Sorry, I just got it. Oh my god. Oh my god. Sorry. The 5 of Swords came out to clarify the 7 of Swords in reverse. And it landed on top of the Oracle deck. I don't know if you saw that. So I had a look at what it was. And it's the third party card. There were other things that got in the way of us being together, it says, but I was just acknowledging the fact that there's a third party. The deck split, and there's the 8 of Wands and the 2 of Pentacles. When I said this person's a liar, you know, the instinctual thing that I'm getting here, Aquarius, is you could have someone, because that came out, 7 of Swords in reverse came out on top of the Page of Swords. This is either this person telling you a sob story, that they found out that the person that they were broken up with was talking to someone else behind their back, like they found messages on their phone or whatever. Oh yeah, I found out she was talking to XY, or he was talking to XYZ, so that you were like, oh, it's so awful what you went through, let me pour all my energy into building you up, because you are such a great guy or great girl. I'm only saying guy because it's King of Wands. It could easily be a woman doing this in real life. But either there's total BS with this 5 of Swords, as a pack of lies that they are saying to manipulate the situation. Because bear in mind, of saying they're being very standoffish and keeping the truth, you know, not opening up about any truth. So if they feel like they screwed something up with their person, they are keeping everyone out away from that truth, and like they are trying to, what's the phrase, like defend their ground of being this great guy. So they would either they're saying that, you know, they found that out about this, so obviously that's why we broke up. Poor me, pity me, make me feel better. Or it was actually a flip. It was actually them. They were talking, because the moon, that Six of Swords, was there. So it could, for some of you, it could actually have been them that was caught talking to somebody else who was not their partner, and that's why they got dumped. But they're flipped it. If that's for some of you, they flipped it, and they're using the story of what actually happened and saying that it was the other person, not them. Any advice for Aquarius about this situation? 10 of Wands. Oh my god. See, the 10 of Wands came out on top of the 8 of Pentacles. You building this person up, Aquarius, is going to become you're making a rod for your own back, basically, or 10 rods to be specific, because the 5 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, this feels like the Pentacles can talk about money and obviously tangible element, but it's time, it's effort, it's basically all your time, effort, energy pouring it into them to build them back up, fluff their ego. It's energy that you're not pouring into yourself, and you may end up, it's almost like, think of it like a transfer like an energy transfer. You're transferring your energy into them, and then you're left in a deficit. Anything else? Any other advice for Aquarius? 2 of Wands in reverse. Oh my god. The deck split, and I can see the 5 of Wands, and underneath it is the Devil. And then the other side is the Ace of Swords. Yeah, oof, look at that. Underneath the Ace of Swords is the 7 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, 10 of Swords. I mean, this is basically... This is a back to the drawing board with the 2 of Wands. Like in the upright, it's thinking, you know, you are seeing the situation from the big picture, and then you're like kind of making a plan of which direction to go in. You know, laying out the maps, if you like, and being like, okay, that way there's like a river, and that way there's a ravine, so I'll probably go the river way, for example. 2 of Wands in reverse as advice is like the map that you have out in front of you, which is what you're basing which direction to go in. That map is false, fake news. That map is like false information. That map has been made by ChatGPT. It's utter garbage, and so do not base some plan, some choice off of what you're looking at here. The 5 of Wands with the Devil, I mean, that is... could be talking about this person drawing you into a lot of burden and drama that you don't need to be mixed up with. There's also like this sense of a clarity will come. The true map, if you like, will be revealed to you, and it might make you want to protect yourself from what you thought was going on here. Ooh. Anything else? Strength in reverse. Page of Pentacles came out, and then the 4 of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. Some of you, this person could have Leo particularly in their chart. They don't have to. Why the Page of Pentacles, King of Cups? Okay. Wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is something else. Maybe this is like, hold up, because the how can I put it? The map is about to change. I can't, like, this just keeps coming into my head, like the context, the playing field is about to shift, basically, Aquarius. So it's suggesting to hold off, especially of making some sort of commitment to helping this King of Wands, because then they will basically tie like a lead weight to you, let's just say, because there is, and they're coming through as a coward. Strength in reverse on top of this Five of Swords. Whatever they're saying to you is a very cowardly way of approaching you, maybe because they're manipulating you as well, or they don't have this courage to tell you the truth of what really happened, maybe. But also, you think about the Strength card, this is the Empress, with the lion, so this feels very, with that Five of Swords, it's very manipulative. It's like sucking the love and the energy out of an empress. But if you choose that, you don't know what else is coming, basically. So you're then like crippled by the burden that this person is putting on you. But in the meantime, you don't know that there is potentially a King of Cups, you know, who's actually far more serious, a contender here, Aquarius, with the Ten of Pentacles coming out. They are like on the fence about, for some reason, which we'll get into another day, about like contacting you, making their interest known, etc. At the bottom of the deck we have the Ace of Swords, Two of Cups, good lord, Queen of Pentacles, Four of Wands, Judgment, the Emperor. I mean, it's basically suggesting that this like creep who you feel very caring towards, you want to help them, after, you know, listen to their sob story, build them back up. But not only are they using you to build them up because they know you have feelings for them, but also they are going to be tying you down so that you might miss the interest of someone who is far more valuable contender for you and a more sincere contender for you long term. That's what I've got for you for what's coming towards you next in love, Aquarius. So finally, last but certainly never least, my dear Pisces. Hi Pisces, how are you? Thank you so much for being here today. So today, as what's coming towards you next in love, your base card is the Five of Swords. One of trickier energies, certainly one of my least favourite cards in the deck, I was going to say, because the Five of Swords can be very, it can be quite short-sighted. It can be very difficult because it's associated with communication issues, communication breakdowns. This can be an anger as well, but I'm getting like an anger of, we're not addressing an elephant in the room, perhaps, or we're not talking about the things we need to talk about. So let's see what's going on here for you, Pisces. What is coming towards my dear Pisces next in love, please? Why the Five of Swords? Okay. The Chariot came out, that's Cancer's major arcana. It came out on top of the Page of Wands for Leo. I don't know if someone, I just got, can we skip to the good part? So I don't know if someone's trying to skip over or not acknowledge things that need to be acknowledged. As in, you know, I said the elephant in the room. Or someone's being hasty and a bit careless or reckless with something they're saying. Pisces, what's going on here? Nine of Swords came out on top of your Five of Swords here. Why the Nine of Swords? Because that's like really being backed into a corner. Maybe you really feel like someone is pushing you, rushing you, being reckless, or like making assumptions that you weren't prepared, what you weren't on board for. Tell me more, Pisces, please. Yeah, the Eight of Wands, look at that. The stress with this Nine of Swords, the wait, is connected to communication. It feels like communication that's running away from itself. I don't know if someone is I said making assumptions, but like 2 + 2 = 5 kind of thing, and or they're saying things that are making you want to backtrack potentially on something that you said before. I don't why. Why? Okay, we're back over here. 9 of Cups. Obviously, if this doesn't apply to you, don't worry about it. But I don't know if you said something after a few wines when you were a little bit more like, yeah, we could do that. Yeah, that'd be great. Wine chat of, oh my god, why don't we book a trip next weekend? Let's all go away. Why don't we travel more together? I don't know. Wine chat, I'm saying that as well because the Chariot can talk about travel, but it's like then this person's like, right, I'll pick you up next Thursday, shall I? We'll go on that trip, and you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses. We've got the Strength card that came out, which came out sideways. It's Leo's major arcana. We've got the King of Cups, Water Energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, and the 6 of Pentacles. I don't know if this... 2 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. This feels like someone, maybe you Pisces, that is Water Energy with the King of Cups, may feel like... Basically, it's like Pisces, you feel like this person could be a Leo, it doesn't have to be. They're being very hasty. Maybe that you feel like they're being reckless and you're trying to be responsible in some way. Maybe you have responsibilities to someone else right now that you feel like they're kind of asking you to skip over, or, oh, what's the big deal? They'll be fine, just leave them, kind of thing. Like that could be a family member, or you might have a child. That it's like something that's your priority. It's like you feel like this person's kind of, maybe unintentionally, but they're like treading over things that are important to you. They're treading over them with like, I don't know, big shoes. Tell me more. Whoa. What's going on with the cards? Okay, this person's like, go, go, go. Hanged Man in reverse came out on top of the Chariot for them. High Priestess in reverse, however, came out for you. The other 2 cards that flew out, the Justice and the 10 of Pentacles. I don't know if this person just finalized a divorce, or they are going through something. This kind of gives me, you've got someone, Pisces, who maybe they felt like their life was on hold at some point due to something legal that was going on, or something where their money was tied up. They are kind of done with being on hold, so they're now like, let's go, I'm not wasting another minute, basically. I want to live, I want to do stuff, etc. And you're on the other side going, you have not thought this through. with the High Priestess in reverse and the 9 of Swords. You're living for the moment, I get it, but there are things that need to be attended to, and this is not wise. There's things you have to consider that you're not considering. So it feels like there's a struggle here between... Yeah. Maybe a struggle of wondering if this fear that you're feeling as well, Pisces, is warranted, or is this also, the tricky thing, for example, with if anyone deals with anxiety, and I say that also 9 of Swords can be associated with that. If anyone deals with that, then the tricky thing is trying to identify when this reaction, this anxiety, panicked reaction comes up. Is that your intuition speaking to you and warning you, or is that your the fear, the anxiety, telling you that there are monsters when there aren't, kind of thing? Like, do you know what I mean? So there's going to be a need here for you, Pisces, I would say, to get in touch, like quieten the mood, quieten your mind. And you can see how the King of Cups here has his eyes closed. He's like a stag, but for some reason he has human hands, whatever. But it's a bit weird. But his hands are, one hand is in this bowl of water. So his eyes are closed. So he is quietening the mind, and maybe in like a meditative state, getting in touch with getting clarity from understanding where his emotions are really coming from. And that is then lighting the way, because that's like illuminating the antlers here on top. So I kind of think, Pisces, in a way, especially because we've got this Five of Swords energy, which is very self-sabotagey, that, and bearing in mind I'm considering your column for the water signs today, which includes the Eight of Swords for Cancer. But in the middle of all of this, like, self-sabotage, self-limiting beliefs, we have the Magician, which is like manifestation of potentially manifesting what you wanted. But it's almost giving me like what's coming towards you, Pisces, is what you wanted with this person. But now it's approaching you. You might be inclined, it's kind of suggesting, to listen to fear, thinking that that's your intuition. Misunderstanding intuition for fear, basically. Yeah, other way around, sorry. Misunderstanding fear as thinking it's your intuition. And as a result, there is the potential for self-sabotage, because with the Strength card sideways, it's also talking about the courage to lead with the heart. If this is fully upright, you see how this warrior has their heart outside of their armor. To have the strength to still be vulnerable, that is a strength in itself. So let me just finish off with this one. Is there any advice for Pisces regarding this, what's coming towards them next in love? Oh, look at that. Can you see that first card out? Eight of Swords in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse as advice is get out of your own way, Pisces. Straight up. That's not me being harsh. I say that with love, because I'm can do this to myself plenty of times. So it's, yeah, but it is 100% get out of your own way. Anything else? Any advice for Pisces about this? What's coming towards them next in love? The Nine of Swords in reverse. 8 and 9 of Swords in reverse, Pisces, in case you wanted confirmation. And then the King of Cups in the upright. At the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Listen, I was just telling you about the weird stag / human with the lit up antlers. And it's same card from this deck as well for your advice. Do not allow fear to win, and do not allow fear to convince you that it's your intuition talking in this case. There's the potential here for you to cut someone off out of they're moving too fast, this is crazy, they haven't thought this through. Like, I don't think they are actually trying to get, stomp all over something that you consider is important. I think this Six of Pentacles is more about the fact that you feel that there are going to be other elements that they're not considering, kind of thing, like that maybe you two can't prioritize rushing forward with this, and not rushing, but like moving forward on this. That shouldn't be the priority. There should be other things that you should sort out, or I should sort out first. But I think this is there's the potential here to slam on the brakes and cut this person off, when in fact you could potentially self-sabotage what could be a very important love connection for you. So basically, get out of your own way, get out of your head, release overthinking and fear about this situation, and embrace your emotional intelligence here, Pisces, which you have in spades. So that's what I've got for you this time, Pisces. That's what I've got for everybody today. Please hit the thumbs up button for me if you haven't already. Subscribe if you'd like to. I'd love to have you. And if it did resonate at all, leave me a comment and let me know, of course. Or if you just want to say thank you, always grateful. And yeah, I'm not sure if anybody's listening to this last bit. Thank you so much for all your support to the channel. I hope you enjoyed whichever part of the reading you watched today. I wish you all my best. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.